This is mini review number 2. This one has to deal with imaginary numbers and complex numbers. So if you remember, or if you need a little refresh, imaginary is an I to the 0 is 1 because anything to the 0 power is 1. I to the 1 is itself. I squared is negative 1. And I to the third is negative I. So for questions 1 and 2, we're going to use this. Question 1 says evaluate I to the 64th power. Now we could work down that list and figure out what I to the 64 is, but what we did during class is we took 64, divided it by 4, long division, and our remainder becomes the new exponent. So this is equal to I to the 0, and I to the 0 is 1. Let me erase this. This is a new, here we go, new console down here for recording. So for the next one, problem 2, we have I to the 79 right here. So I'm going to just do 79 divided by 4 off to the side. So 4 goes into 7 one time, 39. So the remainder in this problem is a 1. So I to the 79 becomes I to the 1, which is the same thing as I. Now for problems 3, 4, and 5, we're going to use what we know about multiplying with exponents and imaginary numbers. These are complex numbers. So for this problem, they want us to write in simplest A plus BI form. A stands for your real portion of your number, and then your imaginary portion goes at the end. So what I'm going to do first is change these I values to something smaller that I can work with. So I'm going to recopy 3 and I to the 5. Let's see. 4 goes into 5 one time with a remainder of 1. I to the 21, 4 goes into 21 5 times, again, with a remainder of 1. Now I'm going to do this one, minus 12. Let's see, 4 goes into 46. I'm going to do that one off to the side. 46 divided by 4, 1. I believe the remainder is 2. So that 2 is there, plus 8i. So I'm going to do 105 divided by 4. So that's 2, 8, 24. So in this case, this remainder is 1. I'm going to erase some of this stuff. So now I'm going to evaluate my i's. Simplify them a little bit more if I can. 3i to the 1, you can't simplify I to the 1 anymore. It's just 3i. Same with 9i. Now 12i squared. I squared is the same thing as negative 1. Negative 12 times negative 1 is a positive 12. And then I'm going to bring down plus 8i. Now i's behave kind of like variables. So I'm going to bring down my real portion. And then I'm going to combine like terms. 3i plus 9i is 12i, plus 8i is 20i. And notice the I term in my answer goes at the end. Okay, number 4. Simplify the expression to a plus bi form. We have 2 parentheses with a plus sign in between, so all we're doing is combining like terms. Negative 11 plus 5 is negative 6. Negative 8i minus 8i is minus 14i. And that's your answer. Number 5, same thing, except this time we have a minus sign in between. So what we need to do is distribute that negative. So this problem becomes 3 plus 10i, negative 8i becomes plus 8, and 4i becomes minus 4i. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 11, 10i, minus 4i is 6i. And that's our answer. Last one. Oh, I need some room for this. Okay, I guess that's all the room again. Now this last one has parentheses with nothing in between, so that means we're multiplying. This is where we have to do double distribution. So the first thing I'm going to do is distribute my 9. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times I is 9i. And now I'm going to distribute my 7i. 7i times 6 is 42i. And 7i times I is 7i squared. So I can combine these middle two. 9i plus 42i is 51i. We got to take care of this I squared. We know from above I squared is negative 1. Negative 1 times 7 gives you negative 7 plus 54 is 47. Okay, and that goes at the beginning because they want the I portion at the end. See you guys next Wednesday.